So we are now trying to think on our own about the concept of impedance. Impedance is defined as a ratio of voltage upon current. So also for a given arrangement of R, L and C, impedance is constant. So for a given arrangement of the passive components, the impedance is constant. Then impedance is a ratio, as well as we also find that impedance is constant. Then the question will arise whether impedance is instantaneous ratio or what kind of ratio, or average ratio or something else. We are also exposed to the fact that impedance of resistor is R, impedance of inductor is Ls, impedance of capacitor is 1 upon Sc. In all these issues we come across S variable. S variable happens to be very crucial variable, and we must interpret it in a proper way. What do we mean by S variable? The theme is very simple, is that S variable should mean something beyond S. It is symbol. There may be many such innocent fellows who think that this is S. There may be many such innocent fellows who think that this is 2. Actually, these are symbols. Why these symbols are in practice? The symbols in practice because the thinking is abstract. What I think thinking at the level of thinking cannot be communicated. So I am thinking something, how the useless fellows are existing in the class. So then nowadays various other tools are available like brain mapping and many things, but whether there is something thinking wave or what is thinking of an individual, what exactly it corresponds to. A brain is there and thinking is happening within the brain. It is just like an electron, a proton. So these are the particles. They possess the charge. Means what exactly they possess? It's a big question again. And I hope that the question remains. If you are thinking that by your learning you will be able to interpret completely the happenings in the world, then you are in the fool's paradise. We may develop so many things, but the fundamental question, what is an electric? Do you have answer to it? What is an electric charge? What is an electric charge? Why there are 2 types of charges? Why not 5 types of charges? Type A, type B, type C, type D, type E. During the high school days, at your high school days, there may be more audio-visual media available, but at our stage it was not so. So the figures in the textbooks was the only available avenue for understanding some things, and those days the atomic structure was shown, and in that electron was shown like this. So we used to carry a feeling that whether an electron is like a small glass sphere, electron is like a small glass sphere in which some such a black wire is inserted. Electron looks like a transparent glass sphere in that a black wire. And when we talk of proton, then one may say, no, it should be seen as plus from all the ends. So in that case, two sheets looking plus from all the ends like this. So those days, that this is a symbol indicating something negative, negative charge. But what is meaning of a charge? What we mean by positive charge? What we mean by negative charge? Can there be massless charge? Can it be further divided? All these are many unanswered things. Whether really charge exists. Whether really charge exists? What is your answer to this? Have you seen the charge? Have you perceived the charge? Can you differentiate between positive charge and negative charge? One can say, yes, I have perceived. If you get an electric shock, then you perceive something. You get some perception, some feeling. But how can you distinguish between a positive charge and a negative charge? So what are the answers to these questions? Whether charge is an assumption or a reality. Whether charge is an assumption or a reality. What do you feel?
There is no presence of mono charge, single charge.
Why?
They are always in pair.
Why you feel so?
Because the whole universe is started from a single point. So
Then,
there are no charges. No difference in charges.
So?
Masses is converted into charge.
Oh yes, he is now developing a new theme. Einstein has said that E equal to mc square, that is mass can be converted into energy. He is now providing a new postulate that mass is getting converted into charge. And what is the formula for that?
Charge particles. Charge particles.
Charge particles.
Not alone charge.
So mass carries a charge. Electron, when we think at electron, thinking at electron means what? Trying to read something which is written somewhere and to form our opinion based on some wisdom and stating that you have understood it. If we say that electron is, what is its mass? What is the mass of the electron?
9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg.
1?
9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg.
Minus 30? 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. And what is charge?
1.6.
1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulombs. Then, whether point charge can exist? We had started with point charge. Coulomb's law you must be aware of. If I have 1 point charge of q coulombs, or 2 points of q1, q2, q1, q2 upon 4 pi epsilon r square. So whether point charge can exist? Whether point charge can exist?
Mass by the point.
Yes or no? Why it can't exist?
Charge relates with mass. Charge relates with mass.
Why do you want to relate charge with mass? Can there be massless charge? Can there be chargeless mass?
Yes.
Neutron we may think of. So a massless charge.
Chargeless mass.
Chargeless mass is there. There is neutron. Massless charge. Only charge.
Completion it. Work theory.
Then we go further. We feel that the matter is comprised of first molecules. Then there was one age at which it was thought that molecule is the smallest particle. Then it came to atom. Then those days atom was considered to be the fundamental particle. Then we came below proton and electron. The neutron is very late as who invented neutron?
Chadwick.
James Chadwick, 1932. Then whether these fundamental particles can be subdivided further?
Yes.
What are those?
Quarks.
Quarks, mesons,
Pi mesons.
pi mesons, mu mesons, neutrinos, like this. If a further question is asked, electron is comprised of what? We say that the entire matter is comprised of atoms. Atoms are comprised of fundamental particles. So, what electron is comprised of what? How exactly it is spherically shaped? How exactly it's uniform everywhere? How the charge is distributed? What is the radius of the electron? Whether the entire charge of 1.6 in 10 to minus 19 coulombs is distributed uniformly over the entire volume, or it is on the sphere, how it is remaining intact. If ever there is a single charge in the world, what should happen? Suppose let us say that only one type of charge is there.
Not possible. It is not possible.
Why?
Always in couple.
What is? Why you say so? Because you feel so. Many of the statements are just, what is the justification? I think so. I thought. Except that there is no justification. So we must provide a justification other than I thought. So if ever a single charge is there, what will happen with that single charge? Let us say only one type of charge is there, positive charge, and it is repelling each other. So 2 point charges repel each other. So how the charge should, either there will be no charge in the universe, or what? How the charge should distribute itself? How? Somebody is saying something valid. What is that? Where? Over the entire universe. Why? How equally?
Steady state आहे ना पण इलेक्ट्रॉनिक जास्त नसते.
The basic property is that charges repel each other. So when they repel each other, charge cannot remain at a place. So it should distribute. It should distribute throughout. But throughout not as what he has said. The theme is very simple. Suppose if you get a metallic sphere, and you charge it, where the charge is?
On the surface.
Surface. Similarly, if ever or I would like to make a statement, you may decide to agree or disagree with justification. Within any closed, no charge can exist inside any closed volume. Because if charge exists, and as there is a force with which charge is getting repelled, so what should happen? I will give an example. Suppose, it's a very horrible example. Suppose somehow there is a world of viruses. If it happens so that the idea is very cruel, I would like to be getting excused because this idea is just, otherwise this is so cruel idea that the developer of this idea is to be attributed beyond all cruel people in the world. So, if suppose it happens that a virus gets spread amongst the mind of entire mankind, if a virus gets spread amongst the minds of entire mankind, that every person is of the opinion that I will kill every other person. Are you getting me? The virus which is spread, that I will kill every other person and will remain alive. I should be the only alive person in the universe and I will kill every other. So if this virus gets spread and everybody knows that this is with everybody's mind, everybody knows that this is with everybody's mind. So every individual then, with everybody is wise enough, we can say, everybody is well read, there is no information gap. It cannot be, it's a virus somehow eternal, so it cannot be banned by bulk SMS ban. Right? So it's a universal spread virus. In that case, two kinds of instincts will work in human being. What those are? Two kinds of instincts will work in an individual. What those are? First is killer instinct and the second is survival instinct. And with these things, let us say that no other limitations are there, what everybody will try to do? So survival instinct will prevail. And when survival instinct prevails, what I should do? I should protect myself from everybody else. Then it's again an imagination only. Let us add that the killing can be done, that the killer, everybody will finish the others, but that can be done by only there no other. Anyway, it's a fiction, so that virus is such that the killing is possible only by punch, except that no killing is possible. No other weapons. Punch is there, so when punching occurs, the person will get killed. In such situation, then, what will happen with the mankind? What will happen with mankind? So everybody, as surviving instinct prevails, what everybody will try to do? Not punch. Everybody will try to go away from punching range of everybody else, and they will start running, and they will run in such a manner that, and they are always afraid because they feel that everybody else is behind me, because if even though the virus of killing is also within me, but since my survival instinct prevails, I feel that I should survive myself because all others are killers. So what I am thinking, that he will kill me, so I will run away from him. And what he is thinking?
He will kill me.
he will also think that I'm killing him. So nobody is going to kill anybody now. Everybody under the apprehension that others will kill him or her will run away, and that running is running forever. That running is running away forever. And then if we presume that running can be in 3 dimensions, so where all mankind will find itself placed on a surface of an ever increasing sphere. On this, because they want to go away from each other, more away than now. So it would be finding itself spread uniformly on the sphere, on the surface of a ever expanding sphere. Ever expanding sphere. So ideally what should happen? That there is a center, and say there is, we may say, 600 crore people. So all will place themselves such that the solid angle is constant, so uniform spreading, and then they will run radially away, so that they will be away from each other. All are safe. All would be safe if and only if they position themselves uniformly on a surface of a ever expanding sphere. So you take any cross section, any closed area, any closed volume, you will find nobody in that volume. Same is the case of charge, because charge should distribute itself away and away and away from each other. It should be the fate of the charge. Then, do you know how the nucleus is remaining intact? So now there are two types of charges. Because of two, there is some balancing. That because of the circular motion, we find that there is a force but no displacement. So positive nucleus and negative electron. Otherwise, if there is no rotational movement amongst the planets, what should have happened? Because of gravitational force. Because of gravitational force, what would have happened? Then what? If what gravitational force says? Two masses attract each other by m1 m2 upon r square. So what? What should happen? What is the end result of gravitational force? Huh? Not collision. Not collision.
Singularity.
What do you mean singularity? It is exactly reverse. It is exactly reverse.
Tangential force.
What will happen? It is exact in previous charge what we discussed. It goes away because there is a repulsive force amongst equal charges. Electrostatic force amongst same type of charge is a repulsive force, whereas gravitational force is an attractive force. So what should happen? What is the end result of gravitational force? What? What is that? Means what? So what have you heard this theme before?
Black hole.
Other than him. Have anybody heard this theme before? What? Black hole. Black hole is zero volume and finite mass. That the gravitational force, mass attracts mass, so it should shrink into a black hole. Why does it happen? Why does it happen? Because there A circular motion ensures that even though there is a force, a circular motion ensures that despite the attractive force, the mass maintains a constant distance. Right? That is the centripetal force, not centrifugal. Centripetal force is there and a mass is revolving, and because of that moon doesn't come near the earth. Otherwise the gravitational force would have resulted into a black hole. Then now the big question, so how the nucleus remains intact? How nucleus remains intact? Because there are, one may say, hydrogen nucleus, no problem. If one proton. The question is how proton remains intact is a question, but let us forget that. How helium nucleus can remain intact? You got a question? How helium nucleus remains intact? Because there are two protons. How they can remain at a constant place, at a same place, within a fixed distance? What is that? Electrostatic. No. Electrostatic force would have driven it away. Then somebody nuclear force. Whether it is single nuclear force? There are two forces. What are those? In nuclear force, how many types of forces are there in the universe? Four. Electromagnetic, gravitational, and then electrostatic is not. It is a part of electromagnetic.
Nuclear.
Somebody says weak and strong. These are subtypes of nuclear forces. Gravitational force, electromagnetic force, strong force, and weak force. These are four forces. Do you know, in last days of his life, what Einstein was working at? During last years of his life, on what theme Einstein was looking at? Anybody? So who will carry further the unfinished agenda of Einstein? Who from your class? Have anybody gone through modern physics by Arthur Beiser? Gone through? Okay, what was the unfinished? What is called as unfinished agenda of Einstein? Anybody? Unified field theory. How many of you have heard about it? He tried to find a commonality, that is, everything should be described as single formula. So gravitational, electromagnetic, strong and weak, this should be part of one umbrella, a unified field theory, which he could not complete. So let us have somebody who carry further the unfinished agenda of Einstein. So because of nuclear forces, the nucleus remains intact, and because of the circular motion, the electrostatic force between nucleus and electrons becomes in a way ineffective as regards to their coming together is concerned. Then further thing now, who has seen the charge? Is it a reality or an imagination? So it's a postulate. Charge, a postulate is a sophisticated word for assumption. We assume something. Then based on that assumption and based on some formulae or some laws, we predict something. Then we observe something. We try to match the prediction with observation. If prediction matches with the observation, then the postulate is validated. But if we find that there is some deviation in observation from prediction, then there is a need to rework on the postulates. Einstein has postulated in 1905 that light rays bend near the heavy mass. Einstein was taking a class and he stated, light rays bend near a heavy mass. Then there was some mischievous fellow like somebody from your class. He said that I have been taught not to believe unless I am able to perform the experiment and prove the result. Then Einstein said, okay, let us start now. Then aim of the experiment. The title, okay, title is this. Then aim. Then apparatus. Procedure and conclusion. What is apparatus? What is apparatus? Not eclipse. We should not jump at this time. What is apparatus? It's light source, heavy mass. Then somebody said that no, I will. Somebody went to the gym and got a dumbbell. Oh, show me now how light is bent. Then the bending is of such a less proportion that to have a visible effect we need very heavy mass. And then Einstein answered, all right, let us carry out that experiment in 1990. In 1905, yeah, okay, all right, let us carry out this experiment in 1990. Then somebody said, oh, so that the student will be remaining for 15 years in the same class. Will he fail these much times? Then the heavy mass, sufficient heavy mass so that the experiment can be conducted is that of a sun. And light rays coming from some other star are to be observed bending near the sun. Then somebody, a foolish fellow or a mischievous fellow said, now sun is there, that star is there, why can't we get experiment now? This because no new star is to come, no new sun is to come. Let us conduct the experiment now. Can it be conducted? Because the sun is so near and so bright that we cannot observe the star behind the sun. Star behind the sun can't be observed. Then what will we say? How a star behind the sun can be observed? How a star behind the sun can be observed. The earth also revolves around the sun, So presuming that the relatively sun and the stars are constant, then how I can see the star on the other side of the sun? Is the sun, is the earth. Any star will do. So I am here. Here is the sun. Star may be much further there. But I can't see that in the daytime. I can't see in the daytime. I can see it in night time. But in the night time, I cannot see here. But when I can see that, in some other season, when earth comes on this side, I can see that star. So the position of the star is known to me. Position of the star is known to me. Then the same star whose position has been known by me in the month of say December, in the night, is to be verified in the month of June in the day. Because that time when I saw this star in December, that time sun was not in between me and the star. So I got the rays from the star directly towards me, so there was no bending. When I go on the other side in June, in the daytime of June, the rays from the star come, they come near the sun, and there they bend. So I should see star at a position other than the position which I have seen it in the December. But the problem is that I can't see it. And then that opportunity came in 1919 when a complete solar eclipse was there. When a complete solar eclipse was there, the rays coming from sun were obstructed. Sun was completely covered by the moon, and I could see the stars in the daytime. And that time Einstein has predicted that this particular star, which is supposed to be seen here, otherwise, because of my postulate that the sun rays are bending near the heavy mass, will be seen at this place. And then what Einstein has said in 1905 was proved in 1990, and the postulate has been validated.